Well, hello everyone, welcome to another video. So it has been a while since the last one from Cividale. And yes, this video was back in May. So 5 months ago, so I'm late, but yeah, whatever. This has been an amazing weekend, probably my most successful weekend so far in Cividale, which was the second round of AOM, as I said, in May this year. And it was pretty hot. We had, I think, 35 degrees or so. Was the hottest we had for the day, so yeah. And in practice we had a pretty good card. And tried pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, let's jump straight to practice. And yeah, I'm sorry for the weird sound the microphone's gonna make when I'm gonna drive over some bumps. You're gonna hear very soon. Exactly this weird sound. I have no idea why it does that. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. It is annoying as hell. Not sure where it came from, but yeah. So this trick it's going to be placed out last year with the first ever AOM race here. So this is where it all started, and it's generally just an amazing track. Probably my favorite track. Many people agree on my team with this opinion. It's many favorites, and I have pretty high hopes in this weekend. And especially with my teammates on my side, I had some pretty high hopes. It's not only for the 9-hour race, but mostly I had high hopes for the sprint races. I was hoping for a podium, but the goal was definitely top 10 to get my first top 10 here. But I was kind of dreaming of a podium. I can tell you, it was definitely going to be a good race. Yeah. And my plan was to, after one lap, come straight back into pits to go on the scale and check if I was not going to be underweight, because otherwise it's practically completely useless. But I forgot that completely is I was totally in the rhythm. Yeah. And I did have intercom, but as I said in the user as well, I don't hear anything on there, which is annoying, but yeah, it's pretty useless because I don't hear anything, but that's how it is. But actually, as this team was past there, gives a nice clean air, and the goal for this practice session was just to get used to the track again. And as I said before, I've been here last year already, so I know the track. I know how to drive it. I just have to get used to it again. And I love this track, as I said before already. So yeah, I had some high expectations for this weekend, and yeah. A couple laps later, when my dad screaming to the radio, I did hear it to come to the pit, so I did come to the pits a couple laps later to go on the scale and check if I'm on the correct weight. Here we are now going into the pits to go on the scale, and compared to some other tracks, the pit entry and pit exit is pretty good around here, compared to where it's located. And it's where it could, yeah, probably, I don't know. Yeah, and pit exit is pretty good as well, because you just go straight out and don't really go directly to the racing line compared to some other tracks that I've been to this year, where you get directly to the racing line, way slower than the others, which is really, dangerous, but yeah, drives behind you get a bit annoyed at you sometimes. But so it doesn't, yeah. Inside to push a bit and yeah, show what I'm made of. However, I soon made a little whoopsie. As I went behind sister team, and I tried to straight go for the move. But I don't think he quite saw me, and I braked too hard and locked the rears. But well, that's what practice is for. You know, now I know that I have to be more careful with the brakes when I go down the inside there to not lock the rears. Now I know that I should be more careful with the brakes in the corner. And in the endurance race, when I was on the inside of someone, I did learn it and not brake that hard. I mean, it was a bit more alongside them, but you know, that's what practice is for after all. But yeah, after the little whoopsie, I went back to fully sending it. Now, as coming towards the end of the session, let's take a look at a full lap around Cividale Pista Alberone, I think it's called. It's an amazing track as I said before, so let's take a look at a full hot lap. So on the main straight, obviously start out. We're getting a bit of a right kink here. There's a super fun section right here, fast right hander, you can go all the way to the left of the curb. We didn't quite do here. Hard braking to long right hander, straight into the left hander. Very important section, very technical. You do mess it up often. Then very tight hairpin, very good overtaking spot. Hard braking zone, you can really go down inside. They're going a bit wide into the curb. Don't do that. Then this long right hander, really fun. I was going for a really late apex, which really seemed to work to get a good exit into the straight, which made overtaking to this fast right hander really good. And, yeah, also quite hard braking and all the way to the left onto the curb. Really fun corner, and a bit into these sort of S's. Then you have to brake while turning. Also late apex sort of thing, where you're driving along. In a battle, you don't really leave the inside the wide open. Some S's into the last corner again. You very often have to turn while braking. Brake while turning, that's what I was going to say. In the last corner, there's a bit of a bump when you hit the brake first. But it's lap around Cividale, and this is how you're going to do it. Going a bit wider to the outside there, like that. So yeah, that's the lap around Cividale. Amazing. As I said before, I didn't have much time left then, so I went to the pits a couple of laps later. Stopping this box, very important, otherwise you get a penalty. Onto scale. Nobody has a clue if I'm heavy enough or not. Get out of the car, head over to my teammate, to my second teammate, to do the last stint of practice. Yeah, I was always driving in the medium category, medium weight category. And the other teammate there in the orange suit is driving light category because he weighs nothing. And the one in the black dark green suit is in the heavyweight category. And when it was time for my first stint in the hour race, which is stint number 3, so we are about 2 hours into the race now, and yeah, I think it was about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, something like that, and means it's now the hottest of the day, and I think we're at over 30 degrees. So the only thing I can really do is hide in the shadow under the tree until I have to get on the track, because as you know, I have an all black suit and helmet, so it's pretty fucking hot. And yeah, I wasn't even gonna feel that well after a couple of stints. So I have 3 stints they need 9 hours of racing, 2 drivers, so 3 hours per driver, and a stint is about an hour. So it is quite physical. This track is not too bad, generally, but because of the heat, it gets really physical. And you might have heard me complain about the quality of the AOM cards before, and things breaking. Well, you can see there, they again have to fix something on my card. This time it's the weight pins on the side. So on the side there are 2 weight pins standing out like 90 degrees straight, and you put the weights on there, the weights of 2 holes, you put them on there, and one of them is broken, so you have to repair it. And they did tell me that we can't put the full weight in that I need because you can't handle it because it's broken. So I thought, and you know, now I can drive with less weight legally, so you can legally drive underweight. I mean, that's perfect. I mean, so I can really go and send and make use of that, and also it's a decent card with less weight. I mean, what more can you wish for? I could make some real progress in my stint, and really go send it out there. And yeah, I mean, now I was standing about 10 or so minutes in the sun, 5 or so minutes in the sun. You can see them repairing something there. It was pretty hot. It is fucking hot. Now there's my card. So now they're gonna put the weights in there. I mean, perfect service. They do it all. My parents are doing it for myself. You can see those pins on the side there where you put the weights in. So now they all put the weights in that I need. I need quite a bit because I'm like a stick. Now my teammates were already coming into pits and we were still putting the weights in. And I realized the car was not started. It was still off. The engine was still off, which is not ideal either. I mean, how are you gonna pull away with the engine off? And the stop was already going. We had 50 seconds for pit stop to change the chassis and everything. There we're starting the car up. Put the number back on. Now the car's running, you can hear it like a fucking tractor. They told me as well I have quite little amount of weight in there, so I should go and send it. So 9 seconds to go, so we didn't have much time left. And he's still securing the chassis there and it was running out of time. When we do the minimum time and, you know, go out fast. Now on the track we go for the first time in the 9-hour race from the first stint. And now it was definitely time to go and send it. Now the most important thing for now is to get used to the card quickly, because the AOM cards are so different. You know, some turn well, some have good front tires, some have bad front tires. The biggest difference in these cards is the brake pedal. Some brake pedals are really short, really responsive. Some others are really long and don't really respond at all. With some you can barely even lock the rear tires, which is like ABS, but it just doesn't have any brake power, which is whites. So we push like half a meter into the brake pedal and it still barely does anything. I would say the car was quite good. It's quite a long brake pedal, but it's also sometimes not too bad, so it's rather safe. You know, I can't spin out like that. So, but now it was time to get used to the car quickly to track conditions as well. I mean, now with being hotter, also the grip is different. They take care of the tires because last year the tires were overheating big time around here. So, yeah. Try a bit of a round driving style and not turn too much. And yeah. Have fun with that, go send it and make some progress. The good thing is, if you remember from last year, I was getting overtaken almost every corner and had so much traffic that I could barely focus on myself. And look at this, I have so much clean air, I can just drive so by myself, I can really send it by myself and really focus on myself. And I was quick, I was doing mega lap times, you can see as well, hitting every apex, taking every corner nicely. It was going pretty well so far, and it's really made a thing in my head that I knew I have a good card, I have less weight than the others. It's like a switch in my head clicked over and I could push like a second more, not that much, but you get what I mean. I could for some reason drive so much quicker just because thinking about having less weight in the card. just the mindset made it so different. I could really go so much quicker, and I mean this lap was so nice, and compared to practice, it was so much better, and I had so much more confidence as well for some reason. It all came down to this weight factor, I think, which made a huge difference. So it just shows how much the mind plays a role in the sport and how important the mindset is. And you can really see the progress I made the last year. Imagine this in front of me, being me from last year, pace-wise. Just look how fast I got up to him, and how much quicker I am compared to last year. It is quite an insane difference. Just how much quicker I can get through these corners, how much more control I have of the card. And yeah, nice to see some progress finally. And I mean, I just love this track. I can only say it again. It's an incredible track. And results were showing as well so far this weekend. We qualified pretty strong in P14 from my teammate in the black suit. So it was heavyweight stint, the lightweight stint, the mediumweight stint, which means we're gonna end the race as well. So yeah, we were starting in P14. We then dropped back quite a bit in the first stint. It's the same as it was years ago as well, where we were losing a bit of time in the beginning first, but then had to fight our way back. As we did drop back quite a few places, I think, what, 17, 18, 19, something like that. We had to lose quite a few places. But even qualifying on P14 of 27 teams is a really decent result, considering that this is my 4th race, and for one of my teammates his second race. This is a really decent results, and yeah, we even qualified in front of the #1 team, which is just shows that we really can drive. We just have to be consistent. That's the thing, which is our biggest flaw. The starts we were lacking a bit, and then being consistent. Right now I'm absolutely flying, you can say it again. Super consistent, just flying, clean air and everything. But yeah, it was going really well. I think we're currently about P18, P17, slowly fighting our way back up. Yeah, it was just going really well so far this weekend. However, I did get overtaken once in this stint, right here, but I think it was P2 or P3 currently in the race, and I don't think they have to be ashamed getting overtaken by a top running team who have been racing here for decades. Some of the drivers. I don't think they really have to be ashamed of that. I mean, this team has been second in the championship many years, and yeah, I can only learn from them, not be driving behind them, and probably even drive faster than them. And I didn't lose much time to them, to be honest. Yeah, he was quicker than me, but he wasn't putting much of a gap on me in the beginning. Yeah, of course, his consistency is incredible, and that's still the thing I like most. But yeah, being able to somewhat keep up with the top running team, I think that's really not too bad. I think that's quite some progress. Didn't have to feel bad of being get by that driver. So yeah, but apart from that, there wasn't really much going on in the stint. Pretty boring, just re-driving myself and resending it. Just having a good time, pretty much. But I also got quite lucky with the pace I got out of the pits, because even by my good pace, I only really did a couple of overtakes. I did overtake this guy as well, where I learned from my mistake in practice, as I said before. Braking slightly earlier, braking slightly lighter, and getting moved on nicely. Yeah, as I said, that's what practice is for. You only learn from mistakes. That's how it is. So yeah, practice is important, and doing mistakes also important sometimes, as I said. And here the same again. I mean, of course he doesn't really defend. If you would defend, of course, with the power, but so you kind of let me pass, but still, same move, nicely done there, and learn from mistakes in practice. I'm gonna say it again. Yeah, obviously he didn't defend it, so I mean, it would be stupid to really defend in a 9-hour race unless it's coming to the end, a really full position. Doesn't really make sense to defend. You can really see how quick I actually lost. This is in the main straight. You can see quite a bit of a gap, and I really closed down the gap quite fast because just half a lap later, it's just after these couple of corners, you can see I'm basically right on him already. Now the two more corners to go here in the brake zone, also gaining nicely on him. Not even straight, but on the exit, gaining nicely. And this was a really strong corner. This right here, I was really focusing on the exit, going for a late apex. You can see how much time I gained. Can't quite get past, because he kind of blocks me off there. Could have probably gone down inside there, but I decided to instead wait a little bit, because, you know, no rush. I will get my chance. Just what? And just not even a full lap later, I already got my chance. Coming out this twisty section, just having wide by the engine. Also, wide by the accident. Also, you can see I do have a pretty decent engine. Down the inside, going a bit deep, but I do have the inside for the next corner. Second, yeah, just get a good exit out there. Then gives a bit of a bump on the exit. As you see, you know, there's no reason fighting him as he is quicker. So yeah, you know, it just really showed the pace really was there, and it was sort of the first time I was really showing some pace in an 9-hour race. Because before 9 hours was always pretty shit. Last year in 24 hours was something different, obviously, but we were also doing decent there. But it was the first time that I was really doing well in an 9-hour race, and I was just really enjoying it, you know, having fun in these long stints, because usually I always only had fun in the sprints. Most of the time not even there, because I know it, but first time I was really having fun in the race weekend. So yeah, I'll say again, this track is just amazing, which makes it so fun to drive here. And you might remember me saying before that last year tires were overheating. Well, it was pretty much the same again this year, as you can see to the end of my stint. And as I said before as well, it was, I think, about 1 o'clock about now. So it really was fucking hot. And you can see the tires were really starting to overheat by now. To be fair, they actually looked pretty quick and pretty good. Yeah, nice slow angle through there, because you can, yeah, I could carry a lot of speed through there by that. But obviously not good for tires, because by doing so, tires just start overheating more. So then he mega slides through there. Towards the end of my stint, did catch up with some more traffic, and I was faster than this group, and quite a bit. And these are really heavy drivers, so I wasn't too happy with them holding me up. Even you guys passed it quite quickly, as I said, he's a heavy driver, so I think they're about 10 kilos or so heavier than me. Getting past the first one there, and yeah, I was a bit annoyed at that, let's put it that way. But data once again is my favorite move in this stint. I mean, just look at this top speed from this car, Jesus. It's just, yeah, I could easily go down each side there. I mean, I was quite far back, and then good exit, plus adding this rocket ship engine with less weight, supposedly, and yeah, you can just really easily do that move there. And yeah, I really like that move there. I did it so often this stint, but it's easy to do with this rocket ship. Then a couple of laps later, my stint came to an end. For fuck's sake. A couple of laps later, my stint came to an end. I had to pull into the pits to do a driver change, And so again, stopping the boxes, very important, then going to the scale. And I actually was on the perfect weight, like on weight limit. I wasn't even underweight, so in my mind I thought I was underweight. Like I thought I was driving with less weight, and because of that I was driving incredibly quick. And but in fact I wasn't even driving underweight. I had the correct weight in the end, so just shows how much a mindset makes a difference. So I was so confused afterwards. Like, what do you mean I was driving with my perfect weight? Like I thought I was driving so underweight, but I wasn't. But yeah, just super happy with this stint. I was absolutely flying. So much fun. Yeah, made some nice progress. Made some really got the gap down to got the guys in front, and yeah, now get some well earned rest and drink something. Definitely, I was sweating so much. And then in about 2 hours or so, I'll get my next stint and drive again. And pretty soon, it was time for my second stint of this race. So yeah, a bit of a break. Really drinking a lot is very important. These high temperatures. Eating a bit, and we're about I think 5 hours into the race now. And yeah, just about the push again. In this stint, I've changed my driving style quite a bit, quite more aggressive in steering, which isn't the best really due to, and I will see afterward. And now there is already, hopefully a better pit stop this time. Last one wasn't too ideal, a bit slow. Maybe this one's gonna be a bit better. So it's important now to again be consistent and just try to get a bit more further in the field. Bring the gap down to the guys in front and maybe pass some guys. And it's quite stressful again. And we fucked it up a little bit. Couple of seconds lost against not ideal of course, but it was not that much time for pit stop. I mean, last year we had 25 seconds more for pit stop. Which is 50 seconds for this pit stop. It's not a lot. It's doable, but it's not a lot. And yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but you know, not nice to lose a couple of seconds. You know, it would be better to just not lose them. It's because it's easy to just get them back this easily on track. Takes just wasted seconds pretty much, but happens. Not that big of a deal, and just get my head down and push a bit. yeah, and then my stint came to an end. Was overall again a pretty fun stint. I did feel a bit, sick, a bit dizzy in the end, towards the end of the stint, which is not ideal, of course. But I lifted my visor slightly up so I could get a bit more air in, which made it better. But we are in the pits already. We are not underweight, which is important. This was a bit of a weird pit stop again, a bit of a, no one really knew what to do. As you can see, no one really is doing anything right now. I think they're a bit confused. I'm already in the pits. Yeah, there's not a deal of a bit of headache as well, and just a bit dizzy overall. But I still have one more stint to do, so that's not nice. Having that in mind. But yeah. It'll be doable. So yeah, one more stint to go. And back at that point it's gonna be a bit cooler as well, so it's gonna be a bit better because yeah, still about 35 degrees or so. It's fucking hot. Never raced in this hot conditions. Absolutely mental, but yeah, track's just insane. I can only say it again. This track's so much fun. Really enjoying this weekend so far. Then a couple of hours later, it was time for my last stint, and actually also the last stint of the race. So the last hour or 40 minutes, the last hour or 50 minutes or so of the 9-hour race. And I wasn't feeling too great. Felt a bit not ill, a bit dizzy, a bit of a headache. Must have been the heat. I mean, all 35 degrees. You know, with a helmet and suit, everything in black, it's not gonna be too well. And yeah, it was showing now, and you can see me also sitting down there, or kneeling down there a bit, because standing didn't feel too great. Took some painkillers, because you know, on a drive like this, really, especially when it's about the position in the end. So obviously I want to do my best still to get a good position for a team. So yeah, just gonna give my best. But yeah, there was no time to wait. It was about time for my turn, my last turn, my last in this race, and you know, defending the position, and you know, fully focusing one last time, not make any major fuck ups, and you know, our goal was to keep the P16. So yeah. The fuel cap was not quite going on there, so I was a bit concerned because last year the fuel cap wasn't quite on properly, and I had fuel all over my suit, which wasn't too nice. But yeah, eventually got it on. My fingers didn't quite work anymore. I don't know why. It didn't work for me. My sister ended up doing it, and then I think it was fine. But yeah, this pit stop went pretty well compared to the others. We already done this with a teammate. So now going out for the last time and make the best of it. And I got runs the first 15 to 20 minutes, weren't feeling too great. But then the painkillers started kicking in and it all went pretty well. All feeling good. And yeah. So have some more fun in this amazing track, and send it and bring home our decent position. after getting past the orange card, I might have done just a tiny little mistake. Yeah, turned out quite not so nice. Might have been down to the tires being too hot, I don't know. Maybe just going a bit too fast in there. Not sure, but now he wasn't from me again, so I had to fight it back. And this sort of crash may be familiar with you from last year's video. And after a couple episodes driving behind him, it turned out to be quite a nice battle actually. Over a couple of corners, about half a lap. Then side by side, so pretty enjoyable. And then again getting overtaken by one of the top runners. Always a good chance to learn something, running behind them and take a look at the lines and the brake and everything. And yeah, turns out I was quite a bit slower than me. No surprise, but through a couple of corners you can see him not keeping up too bad, and all of you pull away quite a bit, but a couple of corners keep up quite a bit there, and it's not too bad. Here we are now, the last lap of the race, going out to the second last corner, the North America corner. And yeah, I was feeling pretty good, pretty confident, consistent, having fun. Going to the final corner, and that's the checkered flag to take P16. Not only that, we also took team of the race, which a whole team was very happy about. Was a very nice achievement for all of us. You know, 1 year ago I started my career here in first race, and now I'm team of the race on this track as well. Just shows again how much I like this track. And yeah, good start to the weekend, and hopefully in the sprint's going to be even more achievements tomorrow. We also brought home this nice trophy. I mean, isn't it just beautiful? And fun fact, actually, to the trophy, the podium happened. Both my teammates were already gone, and I was just about to go up to say goodbye to my other teammates, and from my sister teams and teammates. and we were just, told which place were, and also the organizers told us that we are team of the race, and I was the only one still there, so I took the trophy, and because of that I took it home, so it's now staying on a shelf here, getting dusty. But yeah, it was an amazing moment. But now just take a look at the back of my shirt I wore that day under my suit and my rib. All of these stains are from sweat. Yeah, it was incredibly hot. It was insane. But it was an amazing day. I mean, 35 degrees, yeah, it was hot, but learned a lot this day, and everything felt ready for tomorrow. My goal was get a podium, or at least a top 5. So yeah, it's always going to be doable. But as this team did get pretty fucking lucky, to be honest. In the last level, something pretty unexpected happened to them. Because it turned out that the clutch got absolutely torn apart in the last lap, and they only just about didn't get any oil on their brakes, which would have been obviously very fatal and not so optimal. You know, I mean, having no brake power wouldn't be that nice, but I think pretty lucky would have been good for us, just saying, but good for them. Very lucky. But now, on to the next day, Sunday. Good morning to another hot day in Cividale. Today it's time for sprints. There's my teammates just came in for the pits. And yeah, as I said before, I had some pretty high expectations for myself for this weekend, for the sprints. And the goal was to get a top 5, maybe even a podium. Yeah, I do everything I can to do that, so yeah, I mean, it's all I can do, you know. All I can do is give my best, in the end. And yeah, my teammate didn't have the best first sprint, so I, told him the next one's gonna be better than me, after all. We have 3 sprints, which is 3 chances, and there's my card. And yeah, 3 chances. Now, for now, I'm going to just try to get a bit used to it again and all. And then in the second and third sprint, I'm going to really go and send it and give it a shot to get a podium. And it wasn't always going to plan from the beginning straight away, as we had some problems with our transponder in our chassis, which, especially in qualifying, didn't count his lap time. He did the first sprint, I'm now about the second sprint overall. It's my first one, but overall it's the second. I think it was the second. And we had some problems with the transponder, which didn't count his quali lap at first, so they repeat the quali. Let's hope it's going to be the same issue again, because obviously that's not going to make it easier for me to get a good quali, as I'm already often struggling with the quali, so just hope for the best. Then I for some reason had to run to our sister team to also wish him good luck, or one of our sister teams. There he is. Then we also had a little chat about our transponder. So it was quite an issue. So yeah, I mean, it's not much I can do really, apart from just hope it's working the same. Then I went back to my card. And this moment we're already putting the chassis on there. There it is. You can see it right there. I'm patiently waiting to finally hop into the card. I am going to tell you this race was not going to be the easiest one. So prepare for an interesting race and go grab your snacks, popcorn, a drink, be ready for a nice exciting race. You won't be disappointed. Doesn't quite want to go in. Always a bit tricky sometimes to get the chassis in properly. That's when just what fits in sometimes. Depends on the card as well. But yeah. It's always a pain sitting on the grid here waiting to find the stars. It always takes ages. I mean, you can see everyone's already sitting in their cars, and I think we were pretty much waiting just for us. But yeah, I could finally hop into the cart. That's something that does annoy me, so you can't change your seat position in these things. So sometimes it doesn't fit me properly. My dad thinks he's very funny telling me that the accelerators on the right, as if I didn't know that. That's my team boss right there. And you're gonna tell me team of the race, you know, some motivation. I definitely knew it too from, you know, Big Man. I knew, you know, this weekend's already great, so you can only get better, really. You know, team of the race, again, big achievement. So you could only get better from here. And definitely was a good motivation for the race. Then after many more minutes in the cart and I think about 50 minutes or so to put my helmet on. It was time for quali, for quali run number 1. Spoiler. And you know, it's always important to find a good gap for the quali. So what I'm going to do here, letting everyone pass to really go very last. And it is good that the tires have cooled down a bit now through this. It's not that hot yet, but still, you know. I was concerned that the tires would be too cold, but now looking back at it, I should be glad that they've cooled down a bit. But I would be struggling with the tires, especially with the front right tire, but you'll see that later. I'll not try to warm up the tires a bit. You can't really warm up the tires quickly in a rental car like this. They're quite hard compound, so they don't heat up that quickly. It takes quite a while. But now you are on your final corner, when you see how the car just does not turn at all through there. You can see it just goes straight on. Now you're gonna start the first quali lap. I don't risk too much. Yeah. Marty to this first section here. Not too bad. Marty done. I'm coming to the hairpin. This was interesting. As you can see, it just doesn't turn there to get into accelerator so late. Which makes me a very bad exit. There also, that was pretty awful, you know, having to turn in twice instead of missing the apex. Not what you want. Coming to 90 degrees right hand on the pit exit. This worked pretty well. Now currently second last corner. Long right hander. Just tight in the braking zone. Not too bad as well. When there was final corner, it was gonna be tricky again with this awful tire. As you can see, it just does not turn at all. It just goes on straight, so yeah. It wasn't too great quality. And right there, I just currently asked my sister, who's on the radio with me, I need to come, which position I am, and she said 10th place, which, you know, is not too bad, considering this quali lap was pretty awful. Oh, some of it. And the car is pretty shit, so I thought, you know, maybe when I get a good card and a good decent lap this weekend, or in one of the other 2 sprints, I might be having a really good shot at a good result here. But yeah, it would be having some issues again. Then my time was just suddenly gone. And you can see my frustration. Obviously. There was a transponder again. Pretty long as we just fixed it. You told that it's better afterwards, but didn't really change anything. And then I was talking about the car, that it was just not turned. My sister wouldn't say anything about this, but I just, yeah. I want to get it off me, as it was frustrating, but yeah, that's how it is sometimes. That's how rental card is. How rental carding is. Sometimes. And then actually the organizer came towards me to check the transponder. They now redo it themselves. So let's hope it's gonna be better this time and actually work this time. That would be pretty great, to be honest. They did change the or they did some work in the transponder again. Yeah, I was semi-annoyed. After all, I got another shot at the qualifying, and I kind of messed up my last run, so I'm kind of happy, to be honest. Having a bit of a chat with my dad and complaining about the card. No, and then 10 different people told me the quality's getting restarted or repeated, whatever you want to call it. It's always like that, but better one time too much than not knowing what's going on. So but let's jump to second quali. Here we are for quality lap number 2 for sprint number 1. So the finish line we go, and now you have some corners where you need to change. So taking pretty careful through all the curb, and then missing the apex completely here, fucking up big time. Then through you can just see how much I have to steer, and I still, it just doesn't turn. And again, this left hand corner, just look at this, full steering lock, and it just still goes straight. However, I did nail this corner pretty much. I took this corner pretty nice, all the way to the apex, power out, human DRS down straight to minimize air resistance. Then this right hand corner again, you hit this one pretty nice as well. Create some nice slip angle through here, you can see it right here. Then again, that's right, human DRS. Then this corner, I fucked it up pretty bad. Pushed too hard, brake too late, turned in too late. And then this corner right here just easily fell out. Just look at this understeer, it goes at a bit of a crest as well. There's just no grip. Last corner as well with the bumps and everything, no grip. So yeah. Not much better, not much worse than the last quali lap. About the same, I would say. But coming to the starting grid now, the opposition didn't change much. But I was P10 again, and I was pretty happy with that. I could work with it. I thought to myself, if I can hold this position, well, if well, let's not give away too much in advance. But yeah, definitely get your snacks and drinks ready now, because this is about to go pretty crazy. Let me tell you, it's not really going to go forwards; it's more going to go backwards in this race. But I will learn a lot on that I shouldn't crash. But joke aside, yeah. There were some lessons of this race I had to learn, so yeah, sit back and enjoy. And then I didn't have to wait long anymore until it was go time for the first sprint. And, well, what can I say? For the guys who are not familiar with the format of AOM, the first lap of it, the first lap is the formation lap pretty much, and you go already full speed, but there's no overtaking allowed. Unless, of course, you could be too fucking into the wall, which I might have done. Just maybe. Well, as you can see, I'm getting absolute bullshit exit already out of the last corner. With some cars being right on my ass, so that's not a great way to start a race, of course. And, well, if you're gonna fuckers in turn 1 like this, it's not gonna make it any better. I don't really know what happened there. Even my teammate gets past me, so we lose 2 positions, start at P12 already. Correction, 3 positions, P13. Bit of a scream there, obviously. I wasn't happy. I was far from happy with the start like this. You can see just how much I lose on the exits by having to kill the power that much later. There's no way I can keep up. The right hand corners were fine, but left corners I had no chance of keeping up with the guys in front. It was genuinely painful. I just had no chance really. While the guys from me did get away with me a bit. At first, I could sort of catch up with them again, and the pace wasn't bad, You could just see the left corners, they just pulled such a gap on me. And I started leading onto the front tire, to the front right tire, which you would normally do in the rain, but I thought, why not do it as well? You know what I mean? I have less script, so why not try it out? You know? So you gotta try something. If you don't do the same, it's not gonna get any better. So just try something out. And the part I did catch a lot is the last sector. The only sector I could catch up because those are the right corners. Unless, apart from the last corner, of course, but that's a whole different story. That was an absolute nightmare anyway, this card. Yeah, let's not talk about the last corner. Yeah, you could somehow keep up, you can see it. I was getting really close here. But then just the last corner, yeah, let's talk about it. There's just no chance really of keeping up, you know, they just pull away. No chance for me. And yeah, I was frustrated. I did pull the gap to the guys behind it a little bit, but there's just no chance for me of keeping that gap because every time I go into the left hand corner, they would absolutely fly towards me again, and I just no chance. You can just see in this left hand corner, you know, it's important you get a good exit out of there to, you know, maybe to move down the inside to the airplane, but it's just couldn't really do it because you just couldn't get a great exit out of there. There's an out of here as well. By having such bad exits, you know, I was an easy victim, as I was right here. You could go for a switchback with a bad exit, and then back pass again, back on the inside, back into P13. And you know, that's the thing, you know, that corner was really strong with the exit. Now they're fighting in front, now they're side by side, almost, somewhat side by side, right behind, and now thought, you know, I got to take a chance, go down inside, send it, big time. Bit of contact with teammate, but all good. And I gotta use a chance when I have it. But not quite making a pass, but you know, I mean, just gotta try. You just gotta try something. You know, hitting the apex nicely. It was a good corner, but you just can't carry the speed through there, and you can see that he's straight. Just by the immense gap they're pulling on me, that was painful for my ego. That's for sure. I did like this race. I mean, yeah, you can see it. They're just there. I'm catching up so much, and then to the left hand, and they're just pulling away from me again. Just no chance, really. Yeah, I could have maybe to dive bomb with Sentry, but you know, oh, teammate going a bit wide there. Alright, going side by side. Maybe I can go for the better exit and make a move past. Not quite, as I didn't quite have the space there to go for the wide line and late apex, as I may have put them past as well. And they're really battling now, so this is my only chance really of making a move by profiting from some of his mistakes or by battling someone else. It's really my only chance of getting past someone at this point. You know, we can't really do it from my own pace. Let me just look at this. This is hilarious. You know, I get closer on the exit and then just pull on me. You know, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. Number battling. Number 2 goes a bit wide onto the grass, and that's exactly the chance I spoke about. 25 goes down the inside, and I try to squeeze through there as well, but it doesn't quite work. And that's what I'm through as well. And you thought, you know, with this bad of card, it can't get any worse. Well, let me prove you wrong. Can you push in the grass here? Someone on my inside. Someone's on my inside. He doesn't leave me any space. I go into the curb. And just get pushed into the grass and lose many more places. And I was definitely not happy, as you could hear there as well, by some angry German swearing, complaining to my team there as well, that, you know, fun fact, did not get a penalty for this. You know, prime AOM racing, you know, you don't get penalized for this, that's the thing. This is the thing that frustrates me, you know. People might see this, but they think, yeah, you know, it's fine, it's racing. I just got to be pushing the grass there. My teammate has to be fucked as well, get all the way through this group. Very obvious not the penalty. I mean, you know, my team never gets favored. we are only the one who gets penalized. We're never the one who really gain any places from our people who get a penalty. No, we are always the one who get a penalty. And my team is a big slide there as well. Almost going to grab it there as well. And that's what I said. You know, I need people's mistakes to get past someone. Decided to not really fight back, but you know, just look at this. This is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, baked a bit too late there as well. And there as well. No, the pass. I don't even know how far down I am. For example, P18, P19. I don't think I pushed him. I don't think I touched him there. And there's someone on my inside as well as on the other nowhere. Jump scare, I'm alive. Trying to run the outside, but yeah, that really doesn't really work there. And if you now think my race can't get any worse, well, yeah, then you're right. Now it was just really pure frustration, and I was absolutely pissed at both of myself and both of the other drivers in this championship. You know, driving standards are horrible in AOM. And just proved this once again. I mean, the same thing already happened to me in Graz last year, or something like this at least. And last year the move was absolutely pissing me off as well, because there was the one race I had a good car and I got absolutely fucking start. Thought I would learn from it, you know, but no, I didn't. That's my mistake. Anyways, just shows a lot about this championship. I am so done with it by now. You know, there are some more things which are gonna happen later this season, which will probably be released in half a year or so, maybe, if at all. I hope we'll release it at some point, figure the time. After that, there wasn't really much going on anymore in this race, and I mean, I was just crawling on my own pretty much. Well, yeah, I was behind someone, but I couldn't really fight with him. Yeah, this car was just insane. Well, I managed to do one single more overtake. My favorite corner, all the exit car in front, actually Fox's exit. And just look at this top speed, just flying past him on the straight. So now you're on the inside of him. Doesn't really leave as much space all the way in the curve. We got a contact and we push him to the rail. I was just, you could see my first, yeah. I was done hitting the steering wheel. It was just disappointment at this point. You know, not angry, disappointed. That kind of thing. So, yeah, it was frustrating, but you have these races sometimes, that's how it is, the carring. And well, I did catch up to some guys in front, and I stayed behind them for about 15 minutes or so, or 10 minutes. Couldn't be find a way past because, I mean, yeah, no top speed. Just saying. Don't think I said it yet. But yeah, along with these guys fighting in front, I thought maybe I would have a chance to get past him. No, the 11 car going to the outside, going a bit wide. I thought maybe tilt it on the inside. Not quite getting past. Just about not. So putting back behind him into the hairpin once again. He goes a bit wide there on the exit. But then there's the blue card again. And I thought I'll go for the switchback again. Let me tell you, it worked just fine this time again. And yeah, worked just like last time. Going past nicely on the straight into the right-hander. We are in the last lap this time, so in the end of the lap we then took a checkered flag and finished in P19. Yeah, not great. I mean, there's 27 teams, and looking back at it from last year, I wasn't very happy with P19. But, you know, starting P10, this is obviously disappointing. With some mistakes that would definitely been avoided. And the pace was decent, that's for sure. But I just didn't quite have the material to really have opportunities to defend or attack as well. Yeah. And that's how it is sometimes. Learned my lessons, you know, be careful, information left. Don't go on the outside in the apron. You know, lessons learned, that's how it is. And of course, I hate to tell the story of this amazing car straight away to my teammate. And yeah. Anyway, what can I say? Going to scale, and we've been sharing top, I would have been underweight now. But thank God I wasn't. Yeah. That's how it, again, that's how it is sometimes. It's the reality of karting, you know. Sometimes you get lucky, especially in rental karting, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky. I usually get unlucky if you follow this channel for the karting videos and kart game and everything. No, you know by now that I get unlucky pretty often. But you know, that's how it is. Let me just look at this, there's grass in my seat. Now it's time for sprint number 2. And you know, a bit of reflection. And after letting off some steam from the last race, I felt ready for this one. I've definitely felt ready. Securing the weights now and I wanted to have more weight on the left side instead of more right hand corners, and you know, you generally don't have to weight on the outside, so that would be better. Oh yeah, we're still discussing the weight, so having enough weights because we're a bit unsure, but it turned out to be enough weight, so that's not going to be an issue. Now you are about to start qualifying, and it was my same strategy again, you know. We pretty much fall all the way back to have that clean air. Yeah, just gonna let everyone pass again. And keep in mind, I didn't know how this card feels like by now because it's the first time I am in this specific card. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get adapted to it quickly, especially considering the shit card I had last time. Yeah, I took re-rated nice and long. You can see there the leader's just about now starting their lap, so I still got nice a lot of time. I thought, you know, start moving forward a bit. You know, I am warning the types which is absolutely stupid in this heat. You know, I should try to cool them down rather. But yeah, that's also a thing I learned this year. You know, it's all about learning. Yeah, 66. I thought about overtaking, but I thought, you know, nah, I'm gonna just wait a bit, let him go. You can now see on the right hand side there, leaders just about could see them. Just a bit of a little wiggle again. And now we're going to start a lap. And finally you can just see how much better this thing turns. And I'm overwhelmed by it as well. It's turning way too much. I'm only going to start a lap. On the stuff straight, I can already feel how much more power this car had. I felt a lot more stuff. No, the first right hand, don't go too wide, don't too fast, nicely done. In the braking zone. Don't miss apex, nice, maybe too much on the curb, a bit of oversteer. You shouldn't have taken that curb as well. Now onto the hairpin. Tricky corner to get right. Tricky to have braking. And we're getting it done very, very nice. Now, this right hand are very important. Do a good exit here, long straight, and we're going to nail it absolutely fine. Hitting the apex, early in the power, late apex, great top speed. On the right hander, again, nice rotation. Nice in the apex, carrying all the speed through there. We got 2 more corners to go. I was braking a bit too early and turning a bit too early, flipped the car a bit. Wasn't nice. But now into the last corner. Again, it turned a bit too early. It just had much more turning power and it just a lot better. But that was a very, very decent lap I had right here. And I felt confident with it. I felt very, very confident. Yep, you guys see it. 6th place out of 27 teams. That is really not too shabby for 1 year of AOM. That's really not too bad. And I was very happy with it. I thought, you know, maybe I can get a top 5 here. Podium, I didn't really expect it here. But I thought, you know, maybe a top 5 is doable. My main goal was, you know, after the last race, just not fuck it, make a big mistake, and bring this home. Or after all, but you know, I thought a bit about, you know, maybe top 5 is doable, and I was about to get a bit of a lesson from, a bit of advice from the race director, organizer, saying the exact thing I said earlier as well. You know, not overheating the tires, which I did here, pretty much, or you know, heating of the tires. You know, the tires are extremely hot anyway because it's so hot. Tarmac hot is hot, and you know, you're going to be glad if it's a bit cooler. That's what he said, pretty much. So yeah, I was so nervous for this race. You know, I'm up with the top teams here in front of me, with Roadrunner in front of me, for example. I really was nervous, and yeah, I just thought, you know, it's gonna make the best of it, you know, maybe top 5. But main goal was just to bring this to the end. Now, I did have some slight issues with the camera, as I ran out of storage, or the SD card ran out of storage mid-race, so it didn't record the whole race. It stopped about halfway through, which is which is a shame, is you won't be able to see me celebrate for the first time ever on this channel. I think actually in the kart race. Other times before, I was always frustrated hitting the steering wheel, my signature move by now. So you won't be seeing me do that, unfortunately, but it wasn't much going on after all anyway, but you will see that in this race. As I did also just use one SD card for the 24 hours, but I did need more space for this one, which I didn't think did. But we are going away now. Not the greatest start, you can see we got getting away. But remember, we are getting one full formation lap. Pretty much 1.5 formation laps on this track actually. So you get opening up a bit, try to stay close to them, try to keep the gap down. You see gaining some time through there. And now we are about to start the formation lap. No, most important thing now is just to keep close. Don't fuck up and just keep close to the guys in front. And well, why it didn't crash? You know, the gap did open up a bit, but you can see there as well. The gap opened up big time to the guys behind as well. So now green, we're racing. Green, green, green. Now it's all about getting the gap down front. And not. And you know, my biggest fear really was, you know, dropping behind in this race again, as racecraft is still a thing and lacking more stuff. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm not going to fight hard in the beginning of the race. I'm going to try and first stay close, maybe we'll put together in the front so it's put a bit of a gap to you guys behind. We go past the pit lane for the first time. It's opening up a bit, but we are still somewhat close, and you can see the podium is in front there. We are not far away from the podium. In front of this group, that's the podium. We are in P6 and the yellow card number 50, that is the podium. So, is the podium doable in here? Is the podium possible in this race? Nearing the apex there nicely. Yeah, the gap came down a bit to guys behind, but it was just the biggest fear they had, that I would be getting overtaken. So my goal really was just to, yeah, also not crash in the corner again. I already did that twice this weekend. So yeah, the same time I had to send it, and same time I had to not crash and not make mistakes, you know. But that's how it is really in racing. You can see they're closing the gap. Through this minute, like, and they're going side by side. The 7 car goes to move on 13. This might be my chance to get close. It did catch up slightly, and they're defending, they're fighting. This is my chance. This is a chance needed to get a top 5. I'm still somewhat on the 13. Really gaining on the brakes here. Losing a bit of time in the exit, but really gaining the brakes, so that's good to know. Coming to the final corner for this second time in this race. Third time, but you know, after the green flag. Second time. We're behind. You know, gap about the same. We definitely did gain a bit of time to guys in front. You know, 50 got away a little bit. But that wasn't really my concern. Oh, a bit of slide there. Time of locking with the bumps. Through there, really gaining time, the guys in front. Through the section, that was really strong. Unbreaking you again, gaining big time. This was my strong section. This first sector was where I was strong at. Here as well, on the exit. Very nice exit, really gaining. Well, I wasn't gaining much in the straight, you know, so he might have really good car as well. You just see, I adjusted my line a little bit there, so I saw these guys not taking the curb on the exit there. I thought, good shot as well. Being a bit wide there to get a good exit. Maybe get moved on the last corner, not quite, it was too far away. But we are keeping up, the pace is there, the pace is strong. We get a top 5, that's a question. Kept opening up a little bit. Again, through a strong section. Insane front section, gaining to the first right-hander. Through here, gaining as well, a little bit. Getting closer. All in the exits they're pulling away from me a little bit, but on the entry, and I'm gaining on them. No, again, these two corners. Really gaining so much in braking here. To the right. We are very much there. We are very much there. This is really what we need. We are right there. Left later, we're still right there. You can see the 7 going to move to 50 now. Take a P3. You can just see that always they're getting a bit closer than that exit here. It was really a strong corner for me, this one. Now they're going defensive again. 50 in the lead, back again. Now, this is my only chance. They're gonna battle through here and maybe I can get better exit. That's one of the best chances. Or maybe into right hand pit exit, pit entry. Maybe there I can make a move. Those were my only chances I had. I thought at that point. So I was really focusing on those corners. You could hitting the apex nicely. It really was going well. It really was. You can see the blue card behind it a little bit. So it is still there, but the apex spot staying the same. And we are still very much pushing, going flat out everywhere. Flat out. Going full and giving it absolutely all that I had. So now the question is the 7 going to make another move in the 50? Looking behind the bit as well. If he's there, he's not there. The 50 goes to move in the 50 once again. This time 50 stays on the inside to not get passed again. Now the 13 goes to move as well in the 50. Is it going to be our chance to pass the 50? He's still side by side. Can we maybe slip through the 13? Should we go to the outside? Should we stick to the inside? That's the question. We're going to try and squeeze through as well. We're going to make a move in the 50. Side by side. But not quite enough. And there is now blue card right behind us. You can see it right there. This cost quite a bit of time, obviously. See, it's right there now. P7 right behind us. Well, this is what we need. We need some kind of chance like this to get moved on. Maybe the P5 definitely possible. Top 5 is doable in this race. Come on, let's do this. This could get a very good race. You can see through the right hand through turn 2 how close we got in 50 there. Look behind if I had to go defensive in this year. This is a big overtaking spot. Any overtakes in front this time through this right hander. Not this time. Went a bit wide in the curve, but nothing serious. You getting a bit of gap as well behind, but starting to lose a bit to the guys in front. You could really see that 50 was holding the other guys up a little bit. Now we behind, we just pulled along a bit, and I started dropping back a bit. You can see in the braking here, again getting so close. We were really strong in the brakes. But at the exit, he was pulling away a little bit. We were really strong in the brakes in this race. Generally, the brakes were really strong this weekend. Exit's a bit of a weakness, but really strong in the brakes. And this is pretty much how it was the whole race, you know. Sometimes we're getting a bit away, sometimes we're getting a bit closer. But the thing that was sure is that I was gaining. There was a bit of a gap, blue card behind. Now very close. Should have maybe looked at the lead side there, but I decided to go for late apex, go for the good exit, which obviously isn't good. You can see a massive gap on the blue card behind. You can see on the straight now, really great top speed. We just can't quite make our way past. I should have probably gone down the inside there. Should have probably done it. You know, I've generally be more aggressive. But now you can see the exit they really put a lot of time on the exit there on me. But on the entry again, a lot of time. Now through here. Really good exit. Can we maybe get closer? Not really. Keeping the air straight again, you know, giving it all to the head. You know, my body was already hurting from yesterday, from the sprint before. And there, and you're braking again, gaining big time. Now on the exit also, gaining nice amount of time. Right behind him now, on the straight, gaining big time. Going for the late apex, going for the good exit. Now we are right there. We are right there. I should go down the inside, but don't do it. I was really scared of throwing it all away and losing too much time. But you can see the gap is so big, see right behind. Should really gone down the inside. That's just something I've noticed as well from looking at races from the past. I am not aggressive enough in battles like this. You know, I don't go for spaces that are there. Just confidence missing on the brakes and trust in the other drivers as well. especially in this championship. You can see hitting the apexes all perfectly. We really were doing incredible this race. Bit of a mistake there, but see now a bit of a gap up again, but yeah, towards the end of the race I did get it down a bit again, but unfortunately the camera battery is about to run out on the battery storage. That's not used. You can see the second last corner, we always gain a bit of time. But now we're going to go to the final corner. And now exit the final corner. We're going to run out, the video's going to stop. We're going to die at this very moment. We're going to turn 1. Well, you can just see that we really are. We are running. This is what's in the race, you know. Gap came down a bit again to the blue car behind it. It's still comfortable, and we are right there behind the orange in the yellow card, you know. And you can just see as well, because we're still getting so much time on him every lap. I mean, now again, once more to the end, you can see we are so close, and still the podium as well. You know, this may be a second of a gap. This is nothing. We are so close. Ooh. I should have just been a bit more aggressive. Instead of a bit stuck behind, you know, I might have had just a little bit more pace actually. Not for a podium, but maybe for P5 or P4. Through here. Now through this corner, through the double right, as I said before, you were always gaining through here. You can see now, right behind them. You just can't quite get past, you know? Now there again. Bit of a gap, but it's breaking. Also, blue card, always a nice comfortable gap really. It was going really well, and we ended up taking the P6 home, which I was very glad about, you know, after all that has happened this weekend, but also generally in other races. So I'm glad to taking this home. I mean, what can I say? I was so incredibly happy after finally getting a good result in AOM. You know, after all this happened, really. P6 definitely was a nice way to end, the weekend with. You know, it's an incredible weekend so far. But we still have one sprint to go, which unfortunately I don't have any footage as well, because I realized it when I was in the creator, storage was full and I couldn't run to the tent anymore and get in the SD card. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I was close sometimes to the 50 in the last corner, as you could see. And yeah, I didn't go for it. Why? Yeah, I didn't really risk it really. Yeah, I should have, I know. But I just really wanted to take this home. I would have probably been faster than 50, yeah. Maybe also than the green card in front of the 13. But, you know, P6 is still incredible after all this. Especially looking at the times, and all the best times. Well, my best time was a 105.7. From the guy in front was a 105.8. Then 105.7, then 105.6 for the podium. We get a fast level than 105.4. But, you know, that's 3.5 tenths off my time, you know. Last year would have been 2 seconds off that time. Now it's a couple of tenths from the fastest lap. Which is insane, and I was only 6.5 seconds away from P1, which is not that much in half an hour. After teams that have been racing for decades, with many titles, many championship titles, you know, teams who win regularly every weekend, being 6.5 seconds away from them is amazing, really. I mean, it's really just incredible. And from the podium, it was about 3 seconds, which is also really not close. But yeah, it was just an amazing race, really. Nothing more I can say to that. And well, as I said before, I don't have any footage of the last race, I'm just gonna talk about it a bit. So this is some footage from the 9-hour race in the last stint. And well, the last race was yeah, I had a bit of a shit car. Yeah, at least it was turning, but didn't have any top speed. But at least I could go through corners. And well, I did qualify, I think P18. So not great, but I was really fighting my way up through the field. And this time, I think the first time really in the race it was going forward and not backwards. And I ended up finishing P13. And having some really nice moves in there, like down to turn 2 or so, like on my teammate actually pushing it out a bit, but let's not talk about that. But yeah, I was really having some nice moves, nice battles, and yeah, unfortunately didn't record it, as I said. It might have just been so quick because I took the camera off and it was more aerodynamic, which maybe take it always off and next time I'm gonna win. Yeah, it was an amazingly fun, it was an incredibly fun race. We fight into the field, and the thing is, if I wouldn't have had that good second race, I would have been super annoyed with myself and probably would have gone backwards as well. But it's because I already was so satisfied with this weekend. I thought, you know, team of the race, P6, you know, it doesn't matter now where we will finish this race. You know, just want to just some fun, some last fun, this amazing track, to end the weekend in a nice way, and I definitely did by moving up to the field. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, ending this weekend. Once again, this was by far the best race weekend I've had in my career, and it's definitely also down to the great organization by our team. You know, last year we were still really struggling with being underweight. Also, just last race, the 24-hour race, we were really struggling with the weights and, you know, keeping the weight limit. So as a start with the calculation, and this all worked perfectly fine this time. We're never underweight. So that's thank you to the team, to the great organization. And thank you for letting me drive, of course, as well. Also, another thanks to my teammates, of course. Without them, it would definitely not have been possible to get the team of the race award, title, whatever you want to call it. So very happy, very proud of the whole team. We did an amazing job this weekend, all of us. Also, my teammate also got a top 10. I think he finished in 10th or 9th, something like that. So it was for all of us a great weekend, and it really just comes down to the fact that we just all love this track, really. Everyone loves this track in this championship. It's just an incredible track. I know I said it again, I just love this track. And, you know, sprint, yeah. There's not really much to say, really, is there? I mean, just... yeah, first sprint was shit and I got P19. But the second sprint made it all... The second sprint really made up. It made it all up, you know. P6 in this competitive field. And you could, yeah, of course, it was luck as well. Yeah, I did have a decent car, but that's how it is in rental karting as well sometimes. You know, often you get unlucky, sometimes you get lucky. That's how it is. And yeah, also, of course, thank you to my parents for just the fact that, of course, for paying this all. Having a bit of holiday as well. It was a long weekend. I didn't have school on Thursday and Friday, so we were down in Italy a bit long and a bit of holiday. Which was nice, you know. In Italy, it's always nice being in Italy, and racing in Italy is just it's just something else. It just feels, it's just so much better. Yeah, it's just for, you know, making it possible to, though they wasted their time with me, but yeah, I think they also enjoyed me not being frustrated like every time I am after driving. And it's just I just generally learned so much. You know, it just learned so much. It's so much about the mindset and everything. You know, I came into this weekend being confident that I would do great here. You know, I had the confidence, and I think there's also a big reason why I did so well. Really. The first stint in my endurance showed as well, you know, I thought I would drive with less weight. so I thought I would be quick, and then I did drive insanely quick, but it wasn't actually driving with less weight. Yeah, a lot of lessons learned, you know. Also, just I have to be more aggressive. I just, you know, something that I have to work on. Yeah, I mean now, last race in grass, which is half a year later after that, which is long over by now as well. It was beginning of October. I was much more aggressive there, but more on that in the video of that, which will probably release in half a year. But yeah, I'm saying anymore. Sorry for the very inconsistent video uploads recently. Not much time really, generally. But I really want to spend more time because I really enjoyed making these videos, and it took a lot of. This video took so lot of time. Like it took a couple of weekends time, and many hours. Yeah, enjoy it, but yeah, sorry for it upload. But now it's here. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did so, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more coming up from this year's racing. And now in winter I may have a bit more time. And yeah, I mean I have, you know, my first race win, for example. You don't want to miss that, so subscribe, turn notifications on because you don't want to miss it. And yeah. See you soon, see you in stream, see you in the next video, wherever, and until then, take care, goodbye.